water did you drink? Let's go. Look, you gonna show them what you did? Did you do that? That was bad, wasn't it? Did you do that too? You're chewing my chairs off. Stop. Why you gotta be bad? Because why you gotta be bad? Huh? I don't understand why people get involved in other people's lives. Like, it's none of your business. Like, stay in your lane. She pushed through and she worked and she didn't let that knock her down. And you know, when somebody looks you in the eye and says a college will never look at you, you're destroying your future, yada yada yada, that's very discouraging. And I'm just so thankful that she had faith in God. We live in a little town that is very judgy. I would look my kids in the eye and I would say, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. But you don't know that it's gonna be fine. I couldn't fix it. And when your kids are hurting and you can't fix it, there's no worse feeling. You know, nothing can touch us that doesn't go through his hands first. And he's taught her that when, you know, not everybody's loyal, not everybody's in your corner, not everybody's clapping for you. If you have a problem with us, we're good. We'll take care of it. I'm a big girl, but you mess with my kid and we got an issue, we're gonna have problems. I'll answer to God for my sins and you'll answer for yours. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, my name's Amanda. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you decided to stop by and watch. We are nothing fancy. We're just plain people. We have a house full of kids and animals and chaos and everyday real messes. So if that's something you're interested in, or if that sounds like your life, if your life is a little crazy and chaotic like mine, then we can relate. But I would love it if you'd stick around. I hope you guys are having a good Friday. We are fixing to paint our cabinets next week. Everybody's off on spring break, so that's going to be fun and interesting, and I'm going to bring you guys along for that. But I was just going to throw a little video out today just to get you through the weekend, and we'll have a bunch of content coming. So there's no I mean, it could be great or it could be a train wreck. I mean, who knows what these cabinets are going to look like when they're done. But I hope you stick around and see what we come up with.
You start me up like no one has ever could. You fuel my fire. What are the odds we end up loving it? Spending every minute together. I found it quite odd, quite lovely. You start me up like no one has ever could. You fuel my fire.
So I'm not doing anything too extravagant in this video. I'm not scrubbing cabinets or toilets or painting anything or nothing like that. I'm just doing my little everyday pick up this and that and all the things that Flash has chewed up all over the floor as usual. But I was just trying to stay on top of it. We had dentist appointments and eye exams this week and softball practice and just all of the things. So we were just busy, and when I caught a break, I just grabbed my camera and filmed what I did here and there just to try to keep this house contained, because you guys know if I go one day and don't do anything, it gets so bad. And you know, there's a lot of times I don't want to do anything and I don't, you know, but then the next day I pay for it because it's terrible. So, you know, that's just how it is around here. It's a little crazy sometimes and we get a little piled up here and there, but you know, at the end of the day, we work together, we get it cleaned up. So I take you guys along as I clean my car out in a little bit, and then I go get my eye exam, and then I rant a little bit so y'all can listen to my little conversation toward the end. But I will show you guys this new vacuum I'm using. I paid over $500 for my Dyson, and it was a few years ago, and there was nothing really comparable to it. Had this vacuum cleaner been out then, I would have saved my $500 and paid the $119 for this one. So stay tuned and I'll show you guys a little bit more about that in just a few minutes.
So let's go, I'm sure you can take it. You've been crying over him for a life.
Look, you're gonna show them what you did? Did you do that? That was bad, wasn't it? That was bad. Did you do that too? You're chewing my chairs off. Stop. Why you gotta be bad? Give me a kiss. Why you gotta be bad? Huh?
He's a vagabond, he won't love you better. I can watch you sinking down on the bottom ship. So come to 10, then again, Mississippi. You've been
And I'd like to thank Redkey for collabing with me on this video today. They sent me the Redkey P9 cordless vac to try out for you guys. And we are loving this vacuum cleaner. It is extremely lightweight. It comes with 4 different brush heads. It has super suction power, and you'll see that in just a few minutes. It comes with a wall mount, so you can charge that while it's hanging, while you're storing it. And on this day, our cats had made the biggest mess with this cat toy, so no better time than to clean this up and try this vacuum out at the same time. This vacuum has a regular mode, it has an eco mode, and then it has maximum suction. So it has 3 different levels of suction. And you see right here how well it picks up all of this dirt and debris and cat hair and all of this stuff. And I love that it's lighted because in the hallway it's a little dark, so you can see all of the dirt and debris that you need to pick up. You see everything that's laying in the floor. It lights it all up, so that's super handy. This vacuum works awesome on hardwood and carpet and furniture, stairs, all of that. The small vacuum attachment is perfect for stairs. You all know my love-hate relationship with loving to do floors but hating to do stairs. So that attachment is super handy for that. I love that this vacuum head swivels so you can get into those hard to reach places, even like under the couch, things like that. And then you see that the canister is full, how much it actually picked up. I needed to pull out my furniture on this day and get behind that. You all know how it collects dust and pet hair and crumbs and all of those things. And if you have power cords or a power strip, you know how dusty all of those cords can become. And I used the little crevice tool to get all of this off, and it worked perfectly. So this crevice tool is great for your cars in hard to reach places. I used it on my baseboards, even the sides of my furniture. I cannot tell you how extremely handy this little vacuum is, and that it doesn't have a cord speaks my language, because you guys know how I hate having a cord. We only dry dust this table because this wood isn't finished. So I was just going to take the vacuum to that and try that out. And you see how well it picked up all of the dirt, all of the little things laying on this table that needed to just be wiped off. If you guys are interested in this vacuum, I'll leave a link in my description box, and the price of this vacuum is normally $169.99, and if you use the link, you get $40 off, and use the code AmandaP9, and it'll give you an additional $10.99 off to make the final price $119. If you're looking for an affordable vacuum that does all of the things that the more expensive vacuum cleaners do for a fraction of the price, then try this vacuum. This vacuum has definitely become one of our go-tos, one of our most favorite cordless vacuums that we own. So don't forget to check out the link in the description box to save you $40, and then Amanda P9 will give you an additional $10.99 off. And thank you, Redkey, again for collabing with me on this video. wanted to jump in Kennedy's room and make her bed and vacuum her floor. She had cleaned her room a few days before this, so it wasn't too bad, but she does go to school all day and then she works of the night. She works from like 4 to 9, and if she's off one night, like on Thursdays, she's off, but she has to go to our local college and take a class there at night, and then she is at the ball field any other time. So I wanted to jump in there and help her out a little bit and just get her bed made and get her floor vacuumed so that I could get some of this dog hair up. If she's off and she's not doing anything, like if she don't have school or if she doesn't have work or whatever, then she's on her own with this room. You know, if you can't at 17 keep your room clean, then you have no hopes of keeping it clean as an adult, because you're going to work all day and you're going to run your kids and everybody else places. But I am home all day, so you know, I don't mind to jump in there and help any of my kids. I will always do that. I'm sure I'll be helping when they're grown too. I'm not saying that I won't, but I do want to teach them some responsibility and let them know that it's their room to clean. If they can't keep one room clean, there's no way they're going to keep a whole house clean. So she had did her laundry the day before this, done all of that and put all of that away, but I just wanted to make her bed. I do want to get her a bigger comforter. That one is like a full queen and she's got a queen size bed, but it's just short on both ends, and then it's just kind of wadded up. The fluff in the middle, it's just kind of wadded up. So I am looking for her a new comforter. You guys are probably sick and tired of seeing me clean this kitchen, so I'm going to speed this up super fast so that it's done, but you don't have to see like minutes and minutes, like 15 minutes of it. So we're going to get this done super fast. I've got to clean my car out. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. The only good thing about it is if I'm out stranded somewhere, I could probably live off fries, drinks, whatever for, you know, days. But anyway, we're going to speed this up and get it done. But first, come here, I already know you gotta go. I already know. You need to go potty? Hey, this way. No! Flash! Let's go potty. You go potty, go outside. Let's go outside. Come on. Let's go outside. Come here, you go outside. Good boy. Good boy. There's the rug, guys. Flash, how much water did you drink? Let's go. We have such a pretty view, but the lake is right behind that house right there. Come here. And it won't be too much longer, and we'll be getting this up and going. So excited for that. We wore that out last year, didn't we, Flash? You did too. Come on. Come on. Stuff to do. Come on. Come on, we got stuff to do. Places to go. People to see. Let's go. Look, your friends are waiting at the door for you. Oh. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. Just knocked his head off. I'm sorry.
I've been holding on, I wouldn't let you go. 'Cause every time I try, you find a loophole. I've been slamming the door and just leave you cold. When I come back, you've heated up the South Pole. You see my body rush for the escape, while my heart wants to.
I'm so sick of cleaning this kitchen. Seems like I do it 2 or 3 times a day, and it's just the room that always stays the most trashed. And as sick as I am of doing it, I know you all are sick of seeing it, so I wanted to speed that up really fast. But you know, I had to be done, and I hate doing dishes. I hate cleaning the kitchen. I don't like to unload a dishwasher. I don't like to unload a dryer. I don't mind loading it. I don't mind washing clothes, throwing them in the dryer. I don't mind throwing dishes in a dishwasher, but I do not like to unload something. I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else is like that. But anyway, got that done, and now I needed to clean my car out. My car stays so trashed. I feel like we live in it. Like there's a pillow and a blanket in the back because on Saturday mornings we leave at like 5:45 to go to her volleyball tournaments. So she lays back there and sleeps. We eat, we don't throw stuff away, and it's just never ending cycle.
Well, my heart wants to stay. Falling on my stand, but I keep turning back just like a boomerang. You're like a backseat ghost telling me to stop. No matter what you do, I keep on coming back. Just like a boomerang. I keep.
So does anyone else keep a random lint roller in their car? Seems like I always have to have a lint roller no matter where I go because I wear black and we have a dog that sheds half of his fur every single day, seems like. But this week I said I had a dentist appointment. I had a cavity and I needed to get that filled, and I'm bad to, when it's for me, to put it off and put it off and put it off until there's a problem. So, you know, with my kids, I don't do that. You know, I put them first, they go, they get what they need done. But I put myself last, and I was like, I'm going to be a big girl and I'm going to do adult things this week, and I'm going to get my eye exam and I'm going to get my cavity filled. So, got a mammogram a few months back. So, got that taken care of. So, I think I'm good for a while. I mean, who knows? But anyway, I hate doing adult things, but I had to get it done, so it didn't leave a whole lot of time for me at home. So I was going to talk to y'all on the road. I was going to fill you in a little bit. If you're new, you'll kind of get the whole backstory here about what's been going on with us and all that good stuff. But I do feel like I got a lot accomplished this week, even though it wasn't in the house. So I'm headed to the eye doctor. Reagan and I have eye exams today. She's out of contact, so we had to get that going. She is 19, but all of my kids seems like, even Lexi to an extent, like Reagan and Lexi both, but more Reagan, depends on me for things like that. It's like she doesn't really know how to to do all the adult things. So I scheduled her appointment and my appointment back to back. That way I could help her. And y'all are sliding. She don't really know what to do, what to say, all that stuff. So it's a learning process. I remember depending on my mom for things like that too. My appointment is at 11:45 and it's 11:30 now, and yeah, it's about 20 minutes away, so I'm probably gonna be late, so I'm gonna have to book it. But I was just gonna hop on here and talk to you guys for a minute because I know I've got so many new subscribers and I've got like so many questions and comments, like who are all these people? Like I'm trying to put a name with a face and I don't know who's who and what's going on. And if you've been here from the beginning, you know everything, you know this whole story, so you probably don't want to hear it again. But for all those that are new, I live with Heather. She is my best friend. We've been best friends for a few years now, and she's awesome. She doesn't have kids of her own, so my kids are her kids. She's like their second mom, basically. We are roommates. We split bills. We all have our own bedrooms. And anyway, she was Kennedy's high school coach. And if you know Kennedy, I know a lot of y'all are local and know us that watch, but if you know Kennedy, she is a huge softball player. She's going to ETSU Division I to play softball. She's an extremely good power hitter. And yeah, so I'm super proud of her. All this hard work's paid off, and I'm very proud of all of that. But backing up, when we moved in with Heather, she was Kennedy's high school softball coach, and there was a big stink about it. There were some parents that complained that we were a couple and we live in the Bible Belt, and very judgy, and ultimately Heather ended up losing her coaching job over that, over some parents making accusations that were not true. So when that happened to Heather, Kennedy quit, and you know, that was a big deal too, because Kennedy's a really good ball player. And we spoke to the superintendent at that time of our school system, and he looked Kennedy in the eye and told her that if she quit high school softball, that there would never be a college coach be interested in her or look at her. And it broke her heart, because that was her dream, was to play softball in high school. So, you know, she was heartbroken. And all I could say, even though I didn't have all the answers, I didn't know myself, I was so unsure of what was going to happen. I felt like I had gotten my kids out of a bad situation as far as their dad and I fussing all the time, and I got them in a better environment. But I did all of that just to cause another problem. So I had a bunch of mom guilt. I couldn't fix it. And when your kids are hurting and you can't fix it, there's no worse feeling. And if you know, you know. But all I could tell Kennedy and all I could tell myself was that you have to trust God. God has a plan, and His will is perfect. And sometimes He puts roadblocks up, and sometimes He puts bumps in the roads, and He does that to steer you in another direction, and just to have faith in Him. And He would put her where she was supposed to be. So she ended up at Bryan College, and it was NAI, and they offered her a scholarship spot there, and she verbally committed. We ended up going to ETSU, and they offered her the same thing there. So she ended up going with ETSU. She really liked the coach. Ends up, that coach is no longer there, so she had to meet the new coach. So she met the new coach, and the new coach watched her hit and all that, and, you know, said, absolutely, you have a spot. So I feel like she had to earn it twice there, but she, you know, everything's fine. She's still playing softball there. And you know, I told Kennedy, it's not fun to be in those spots, and it's not fun when your future or your very next second, your very next day is so uncertain, and your life is a big train wreck. You know, she would go to school and kids would be like, oh, your coach got fired because she's having an affair with your mom and all this stuff, and it devastated her. I mean, of course, you know. And the thing is, had we been a couple, it would have been none of anybody's business, for one, to each their own. You do you believe how you believe, and do what you want to do. And as long as you're not hurting anyone else, I don't know why that would be an issue. I don't understand why I don't understand why people get involved in other people's lives. Like, it's none of your business. Like, stay in your lane. But, you know, that didn't happen. But it's not fun to be in those places, and it's not, you know, it's not fun to be unsure of your future and what's next. And, you know, she had went through her parents splitting up, and that was devastating for her. And then then we had, you know, issues with Reagan. And, you know, I'm not going to air all of my dirty laundry on here, but, you know, Reagan had problems. She went through a wild spell, and we had problems, and we went for a short period of time and didn't even speak. And, you know, that's all good now, and that's awesome, because it breaks my heart. You know, if you're a parent and you've had issues like that with your children, you know the hurt that comes along with not knowing if they're okay, or not knowing if they need anything, or if they're safe, if they're hungry, if they're cold. That's not a good feeling. And thankfully, Reagan and I are good now. But then Lexi was getting ready for church one morning, my oldest daughter, and okay, back up. I have 4 kids. Lexi, Reagan, they're grown, they live on their own. Lexi's married. And then I have Kennedy and Allison at home. Y'all know them, I'm sure. But Lexi was getting ready for church one morning, and she had a seizure, and they did an MRI, and they found a spot on her brain. Worried sick over that. Our issues with Reagan. Alden and I splitting up, and then Kennedy losing high school softball. You know, she didn't have to quit. She didn't. And I told her, if you want to play, play. You know, that's you. If you want to play, play. Stick it out. We encouraged her to. And she said no, that Heather had given her a place to live. Heather had been so good to her and loyal to her, and she was going to stand up for what was right. And I think that's awesome. You know, it showed Kennedy's true character and her integrity to stand up and give something up that she was so passionate about and that she loved and worked so hard to earn. You know, have somebody's back and to show them that you're loyal to them. And if somebody's going to do you like that, I don't want any part of them. Awesome. I think that's great. But she did hurt. And so that's kind of our story, and everything's better now. You know, we're through that rough patch, and I feel like we've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. She's committed to play softball. She pushed through and she worked, and she didn't let that knock her down. And you know, when somebody looks you in the eye and says a college will never look at you, you're destroying your future, yada yada yada, that's very discouraging. And I'm just so thankful that she had faith in God. She went where He led her, and she had faith, and she overcame all that. So you know, it's always nice to kind of be out of that valley. And I'm not saying we're up on the mountaintops by no means, but we're climbing that hill, and we're able now to just turn our head and look back and see where we came from and how good God was during all of that. Because I'll tell you, there was some times that I was so hurt and I was so unsure and didn't know what to do that I would look my kids in the eye and I would say, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. But you don't know that it's going to be fine. You know, it's just all you can do when you don't even believe it yourself. And, you know, I've seen that kid have faith when I don't even know that I had faith. And she's the sweetest kid. If you know her, you know how amazing that kid is. And I'm just so proud that she overcame and pushed through all of the adversity, and that we are where we are. And I just want to say, you know, if you're in a spot to where you feel hopeless or you feel unsure and you don't know what to do, my advice is to just give it to the Lord, because He will never ever steer you wrong. His will is perfect, and He is good, and He's good all the time. And I've even found that He's even better in the valley. He's sweeter in the valley. You know, that's when you feel Him the most. When everything's going right and you're up on the mountain and everything's good, you know, you do feel Him and you do love Him and you do lean on Him. But when you're knocked flat on your back, it feels so sweet to feel His arms wrap around you and just pull you out of that. And that's where we're at now. We can see all the goodness. We can see that every single thing that He let happen, you know, nothing can touch us that doesn't go through His hands first. So every single thing that He allowed to happen in our life that we thought was so devastating turned out to be the biggest blessing we could have ever had in our life. You know, if Kennedy had continued to play high school ball, I don't know that we would have even shot for D1, you know, Division I, or I don't know where she would have ended up. She might have ended up, you know, in a lot worse shape than she is now. But, you know, she's got all these scholarships. She's going to ETSU. She wants to be an athletic trainer, and she's almost at a full ride with all of her scholarships and softball. So, you know, God is good. He is so good. And I'm so glad that Kennedy is to a point now to where she can say, thank you. Thank you for all the hard times. Thank you for all the adversity. It's made me a stronger person. It showed we had loyal friends that didn't even speak to us anymore. And you know what? It was a lesson. You know, if God brings it to you, it's for a reason. And He's taught her that, one, you know, not everybody's loyal. Not everybody's in your corner. Not everybody's clapping for you. You know, if you have a problem with me, you have a problem with Heather, whatever, that's fine. We'll deal with it. You know, we're adults. We're grown. If you have a problem with us, we're good. We'll take care of it. I'm a big girl, but you mess with my kid and we got an issue. We're gonna have problems. And, you know, it's a shame that adults make kids pay for adult issues. We live in a little town that is very judgy. And I'm going to tell you something. When you think you're good enough to judge somebody, you need to take a step back and look at yourself, because nobody is perfect. Don't worry about anybody else. Worry about yourself. I'll answer to God for my sins, and you'll answer for yours. So that's all you need to worry about, you know. Anyway, that's a little backstory about us. We're good now. We're good. We did go through a rough spot, and a lot of you all even got us through that. I know that a lot of y'all have been praying for us. You've been sending us the sweetest messages, and y'all have been awesome, and I really appreciate that. But anyway, let's go get this eye exam.
You know the drama is never ending.
So a went ahead and went through the car wash, and then I pulled up to vacuum it out, and my car didn't even look like it'd been washed. It still looks terrible, but in the car wash's defense, my car is terrible on the outside, so I'm not going to really blame it all on the car wash. But I did go to vacuum my car out, and I got the one that wasn't sucking up anything. The people next to me were like, that one's not sucking up good, and I was like, of course it's not. So when I picked, it's like going through McDonald's 2 lanes or the bank. I always pick the wrong dang line. But anyway, we're going to make the best out of this day and get it done. So check Redkey out if you're interested in a vacuum like that. I'd like to have one extra other than my Dyson, so I can send it with Kennedy to college, or either hang it upstairs in Allison's room, because I hate dragging a vacuum up and down, and I'm bad to leave it up there and not put it back on the charger, and then it's not charged when I need it. So anyway, check them out. Anyway, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend, and always remember, I love you, and if you feel like nobody else loves you, always know that Jesus loves you. There is no greater love than the love he has for you, and you're never too far gone for him to reach out and save you. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.